Alright, so I'm gonna make this quick, guys. Sorry that I didn't go live today. I got too many things going on. I just didn't go live today. So, with that being said, I will try to do the panel in the future. The only thing I ask is that when we do panels again, I will find a way to get you the link. Do not share it without it, and do not share it with anybody. That's the only thing I don't, because I don't need a bunch of maggots in the room that think they're gonna take over the stream. So, yeah, last night when I set up the live stream, I felt like it. I felt like I was ready to go. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's have it live. And then this afternoon started dragging. And then I did some singing this afternoon here in the house. Of some new material I'm working on, so it wasn't a rumble stream, it wasn't a music stream, it was just 3.5 hours. I did that from like noon to 3:30. And then by the time I got done rehearsing that music, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm just too tired to go live. I'm just too tired. And I had to go to the bank, and I had to go to the stores, and I had to do all this other bullshit. And I just wasn't feeling like going live. So I'll reschedule it, guys. We'll do it again. I don't know when, but in the next couple of days, I'll try to get with you. And I'm not going to delete that stream. I'm just going to see if I can come up with a plan as to when I can do it and reschedule it for another time. So it's still set up. It's still ready. So if we don't do it during the week, maybe we'll do it on the weekend or something. Another thing I got going on my plate right now is I think Mike is in his exit lane. He's in the hospital again for like the third or fourth time in the last month or so. So he's not doing good. And if he goes, I have no money for his funeral. That's right, trolls. See, a lot of these MAGA trolls were jealous that Emo was getting paid $5 a day on YouTube. So they couldn't let Emo get paid on YouTube because they were worried that Emo was making too much money. He was making $5 a day on YouTube. Ooh, $100 a month. We couldn't let him do that. So guess how much money I have to bury Mike if he goes within the next couple of days? 0. So he was diagnosed with his cancer in November 2022. In November 2022. So you figure November 22 to November 2023, that would have been $1,200. November 12/23 to November 12/24 would have been another $1,200. That would have been $2,400. And then if you do last November to this November, that would have been another 12 on top of that. So Ziggy, what's 12 times 3?
12 times 3 is 36.
Yeah, so it would have been $3,600, enough to pay for his burial if he died. But no, these trolls couldn't handle that I was making a lousy $5 a day. So now if he goes, I got nothing to bury this body with, nothing to cremate him with. But if I would have been still monetized, since he was diagnosed with cancer, I'd have $3,600. Ready for his burial expensive. I got nothing. Because these trolls were jealous that I was making $5 a day on YouTube. They couldn't fucking handle it. So I got that shit on my plate. So yeah. That's why the fucking live stream didn't happen today, because I'm dealing with that bullshit too. So now yeah, why should I stop? It's the truth. I could have I could have another $3,600 in the bank. I could have been prepared for his fucking funeral. And now I got nothing because the trolls couldn't handle me, couldn't handle it on their YouTube. But yet there's a guy, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, he's an auto body guy, he curses worse than Emo, is always preaching about Jesus Christ and how faggots are going to hell. I'm talking about the gay people. He preaches this on his channel, but yet my friend Pete, your friend Pete, is monetized, right? And Emo's not. Why is my friend Pete, the auto shop guy, who talks just as nasty as Emo and bashes homosexuals, is monetized? Because it's all right for him, but it's not all right for me. See, this is the shit that gets me pissed off about the double standard of YouTube. The angry grandpa could go in this fucking kitchen, start smashing appliances. Oh, this cocksucking refrigerator, and he's bashing the fucking door of the refrigerator off. Cocksucking refrigerator this. I hate this fucking stove, and he's smashing his fucking stove, and then he goes over this kitchen sink and he starts smashing the kitchen sink, and then he opens up his cabinet doors and he's swearing at ripping the cabinet doors off of his kitchen, swearing, cooting and hollering like a fucking sailor. But that video is monetized on YouTube, right? The angry grandpa smashing his appliances and getting angry. The angry grandpa can say whatever the fuck he wants, and his videos don't get age restricted. I could say back. He could say what he wanted, and his videos wouldn't get age restricted. But he can't do it no more because he's dead. So now his estate is making money on the videos. And then a week later, he comes on YouTube and he goes, "Look at this, guys. This is my new refrigerator. Look at this, guys. This is my new stove. Look at this, guys. These are all my new cabinets." Who paid for him to get all new cabinets? Who paid to have him have a remodeled kitchen? How was Angry Grandpa able to do that so fast? His monetization from YouTube. Because he was one of those channels that were making $5,000 to $16,000 a month on YouTube. So sure, I can smash all my cabinets. I can smash my stove. I can smash my refrigerator. I can say filth and foul on YouTube and get this video monetized. And then, miraculously, within less than a week, the whole kitchen was redone. Yeah, because the angry grandpa got to be monetized. And he didn't have to clean his mouth on YouTube, did he? Go look at some of the live streams on my friend Pete. The way he bashes homosexuals, the real homosexuals. See, when I say faggot in the video, I'm talking about the fucking association of goon gang trolls. I'm not talking about the LGBT people. But when he calls people faggots, he's talking about the gays, okay? And he gets to be monetized and Emo don't. Like I said, there's a lot worse channels out here doing a lot of shit worse than what I was doing. But no, the trolls couldn't handle that Emo was making a lousy $5 a day. Oh no, they couldn't handle that. So now, Mike is dying, and I got no way to pay for his fucking funeral now. This is nice. And then, of course, Jeremiah Reba fucked me. I was supposed to go work another season with Jeremiah Reba and My Eye on You and his wife, and they fucked me over where I didn't work the donut stand because that would have gave me more money to bury Mike. I could have had my truck paid off. I could have got a brand. Instead of using a 7+ year old fucking computer that's a piece of shit, I could have went out and bought another brand new computer. Because what does Jeremiah Reba pay his workers? $1,000 a week. Yeah. So you figure since January to now how much Emo could have had in this packet if Jeremiah Reba didn't fuck me, right? Just saying. Just fucking saying. And this is why I wasn't in the mood to do a lot of fucking live stream today. I just wasn't in the mood. But anyway, that's a great big ball of wax. I got all this shit I gotta deal with. And no fucking money to deal with it, because I had jealous people that were mad that Emo was making fucking $5 a week. I mean, excuse me, $5 a day on YouTube. Lousy $100 a month. And then you got good old Francis over there, Boogie, the one who's on Local Live all the time, known as Boogie, with a bunch of 8s and a 2 9 somewhere in his username. Yeah, he does the character Francis. Cocksucker, this is not a couple years ago, he did a Christmas video. This is not the fucking computer I wanted. And he takes out a fucking sledgehammer, and he's doing a Gallagher impression. You know, the sludge-o-matic shit. And he's smashing the computer in his fucking living room. This is not the computer I want. You know, like Gallagher and the Sludge-o-matic. If you don't know who Gallagher is and the Sludge-o-matic, go look him up. And that video didn't get age restricted. With all the swearing in it. Him throwing Christmas decorations around, smashing the computer. Good old Francis, also known as Boogie. Francis is a character of Boogie's. Gets to do whatever the fuck he wants, and he's monetized. So yes, there are channels on this internet that are worse than me that are monetized. And why? And why was my channel destroyed? Because they thought I was going to be the next Eric Brandt. And what happens is, when the government doesn't like you and they think you can control too many people, they either whack you like Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, the government whacked Jimi Hendrix because he joined the I almost said Blue Panthers, the Black Panthers. They didn't want him organizing Black Panther rallies at his concerts. So the U.S. government that goes, CIA and the fucking 3 other agencies took Jimi Hendrix out and took him out, but not out to lunch. Right after he joined the Black Panthers. Imagine that. You want to know another guy the government did that to? I'll give you another person the government went after. His name is Leonard. Some people call it Leonard Peltier, and some people call his name Leonard Peltier. I've heard his name pronounced 2 different ways. He was in the American Indian Movement group. 2 guys in his group shot and killed FBI agents. They know who killed the 2 FBI agents. The people who killed the 2 FBI agents, they never once did time. But guess who's been in jail for the last 40 years doing time and didn't kill anybody? That's right, Leonard Peltier here. Because they wanted to get him in jail so he couldn't influence the American Indian movement. Then they went after Eric Brandt, the same way they went after Leonard Peltier. Because they knew the auditing community would fall apart if Eric went to jail. So that's why they were looking for any reason to put Eric in jail. So where is Eric? In prison, like Leonard Peltier is. And then the other thing is, if the government doesn't like you, and they don't want you influencing people, they'll do anything in their power to destroy you. Which is what happened to my channel. Exactly. That's what happened to my channel. So before Emo could get big, they paid all these trolls, the U.S. government, the FBI, the CIA, paid all of these MAGA trolls to come after me. I was targeted by the U.S. government. So what did they do? Well, let's label Emo a scammer so nobody will touch him. Let's label some Emo a word that ends in file. Yep. Okay, I'm not going to actually say the word because I don't want the trolls to do it. Let's use the record of Justin's cousin and pass it off as Justin, right? Now don't tell me you guys didn't do that. See, I am named after when I had my other name, before I added the Justin to my other name, before I added Justin, and I had my name, and my first name was Edward back then, okay, named after my grandfather. Well, see, here's what the trolls don't realize. My father had a brother, and my father's brother also named one of his sons after his father. So one of my uncle Victor's children is named Edward James Scarrow. So that address that you were sending shit to in fucking Florida when you thought it was me, and the guy is 10 years older than me, so you try to say, well, Emo has a kid and he abandoned a kid and all this shit. Yeah, you were attacking my cousin in Florida. That's who you guys were attacking. When you exposed Emo's criminal record, you used my cousin's fucking criminal record and then passed it off to me, as me. That's who the fuck you were fucking with. Okay? So now you know one of my fucking cousins' name. Now, I haven't seen any of my cousins in about, I would say, 39, 40 years. Because they all fucking moved to Florida when I was like 7, 8 years old. Victor moved the whole family to fucking Florida. Okay? So so that fucking weird address. So, and I never contacted my cousin to let him know that his fucking email address and his house address was being fucking slandered all over YouTube. I never even told him that. Because you want to know where Emo was? In Florida? I was in Hernando, Florida. In Citrus County. That's where Emo was. Hernando, Florida. Zip code 3444 and then another number. I can't remember the last number. That's where it was. So that other Florida address you thought was Emo's? That was my cousin, stupid. But see, this is what the trolls fucking do. So when the government doesn't like you, they ruin you. So they paid Andrew to come after me. They paid Sheba to come after me. They paid all the people on Masshole Report were paid to come after Emo. People like GD was paid to come after Emo. People like 10th Man was probably paid probably got a stipend from the government to come after fucking Emo. Golden Eyes was probably paid to come after Emo. Gary Snowflake was probably paid to come after Emo. Yeah, don't tell me this shit wasn't being done. Like I said, this was supposed to be a short live stream to explain why I wasn't on today. And like I said, I'm going on and on and on, and I didn't mean to. Oh, where did I put that fucking thing? Because I want to end this because I got to get out of here. But that's why I didn't do a live stream today, because I got too much shit on my plate, and I'm going out of my fucking head trying to deal with it. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is right here. I don't want to fucking pay for that right now. So they want me to pay for that to remove the fucking watermark out of the article so I can hear it. But I've got other videos on this. I was just going to read it quickly without screen sharing it. But there's a group ran by the government called the JTRC, which is ran by the CIA, the FBI, and a whole bunch of other three-letter organizations. And what their objective is to destroy somebody's fucking reputation. It's the government's trolling way of destroying somebody's reputation. What do? One of their tactics is they go and they fucking put out false information into the internet. Emo's a blankophile. Emo did this. Emo did that. Emo did this. Emo did that. Okay? They put out that's one of their tactics. The other tactic is they go out. They also go out impersonating people. How many fucking fake Emo Howlingwolf accounts do we have going around? They were going around from room to fucking room to fucking room to fucking room to fucking room to make and and it's the purpose of the impersonators to make it look like they were the content was coming from the intended victim. So every time a fake emo went into somebody else's room and said shit where it came back on me, it made me look like a fucking piece of shit. That's what that tactic was to do. To inject false hoods into the internet and to impersonate people with fake victim posts to make the guy look like a bad guy. And that's what the government did to me. No doubt in my mind, that's what the government did to me. I will always say that. I swear by that. My channel and my reputation were attacked by the U.S. government. And you can't prove it. You can't prove to me anything else different. You can't. I'm trying to get this damn article to load. Alright, let me see if I can get this to load now. Alright. So Archive IS isn't working again. What did they do to it? See, they know it's the workaround to get around paywalls. They know it's the workaround, so now they're gonna fight me and not let me in there. Alright, now I got it. Now I got what I'm looking for. Alright. Let me go back to the tab I was looking for. But yeah, look that military group up. That's the group that came after me. That's the group that came after me. No doubt in my mind. I'm trying to see if I can get this to show up now. No, I'm not a robot. Just, come on. I'm doing a live stream that I don't want to be fucking long, and you're making me take too long now. We gotta know you're human. So I click on pictures to verify you're a fucking human. How many more of these are you gonna make me do, idiot? Alright. I was able to get it. Okay, so it was from a news story called The Introspect. And the news story was published in 2020 and 2020. How COVID agents, how COVID, how COVID agents infuriate the internet to manipulate, deceive, and destroy people's reputations. That's the headline of the it's a headline of the fucking story. Where's the rest of it? Oh, right here. The JTRIG, Joint Threat Research Intelligence Group. That's what they're called. That's what they're called. All right. Here are the two tactics that the JTRIG do. One, to inject all sorts of false material into the internet in order to destroy the reputation of its intended targets. Now, you gotta remember, the JTRIG is a federal government entity that goes on the internet to disrupt social media, to make somebody look bad. So the two tactics: one, to inject all sorts of false material into the internet in order to destroy the reputation of its intended targets. Emo steals money from old ladies. Emo's a scammer. Emo's a blankophile. Emo's a criminal. Emo abandoned a child. Emo has a blank record. Emo has gone to prison. All that bullshit. That's on my exposed lies page. That's what they're talking about. That's what they were talking about. To inject false information into the internet. And it's a government people in a government agency admitting that they do this. So like I said, that's why if you go to my fucking links on my page, you see all the fucking things of false fucking information that they put into the internet just to destroy me. That was the U.S. government doing that to me. That's why my channel was destroyed, because the U.S. government didn't want me to be popular. The U.S. government didn't want me to be an influencer. The U.S. government thought I would have too much control over the internet. So in a way, they put me in fucking jail like Eric Brandt and fucking Leonard Peltier. The only thing is, I'm in jail right now. You might say, well, how can you say you're in jail when you're in your house? Well, when I sit in a bedroom all day and I can't go out, I don't have money to go out in the real world and talk to people, and I'm in a fucking bedroom all day by myself with no fucking real friends in real life, and I couldn't make any real friends on the internet, and I'm sitting in this room all day all by myself with nobody to fucking talk to. It's like I'm in a prison without being in a fucking prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like being in jail without actually being in fucking jail. So where is that link now? Uh, why is it not up there? So again, let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that. Let's listen to that. What that thing that the thing that it just said. Okay, come on, page. Okay, so again. So again, JTRIG's two tactics is to interject all sorts of false information into the internet to destroy the reputation of its intended targets. And to show I'm not making this shit up, let me see if I can fucking. There it is again. Read this with me. Read this thing with me. Okay? There are two tactics to interject all sorts of false material into the internet to destroy the reputation of its targets or intended victims, as I put it. See it? It's right there. Black and white. So again, what false information am I talking about? Okay? Let's see now. What false information am I talking about? False information. Alright, let's see. False information number one. Emo is a drug. That's injecting misinformation into the internet because I don't drink. This is another one right here. This is another one. I went too far. See? Oh. See, that was like to destroy. So there's two things that they put in there to destroy Emo's reputation. Okay? Here's liar. Here's rule. Here's on the internet. That's another one that they lied about. Lie number 4 was another thing they lied about. Lie number 5. Because again, in 1983, I was 10 fucking years old in 1983. So how can I have a fucking child in 1983 when I was fucking between 10 and 11 years old? Idiots. Again, another one. This one. Passing it off as mine. Not really untrue. That's also, number 12 is almost fake. So that's another fake one. Let's see. Let's see. Injected into the internet to destroy somebody's reputation. So again, what did the JTRC, excuse me, I always say it wrong. The JTRIG say? The two tactics are to inject all sorts of fake material into the internet to destroy the reputation of its intended target. And yes, my reputation was destroyed because the FBI, the CIA, and the U.S. government with the red, white, and blue and the fucking stars and stripes swinging in the back decided that they were gonna fuck Emo. Yeah, decided that they were gonna fuck Emo. The number, the number two tactic is to use social scientists and techniques to manipulate. Okay, so online discord and activism. So now I'm going to change this. Now I'm going to change this line a little bit. And I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit. No. Will you stop touching the bottom? Okay, so let's read this next line. To use social media scientists and other techniques to manipulate online discord and activism. Yeah, the government didn't want me to become an activism, so they had to destroy my reputation. So you know how I read this? The second tactic is to use social uh, to use social sciences and techniques to manipulate online discord and activism on YouTube. That's how I read that. Okay, notice how I'm adding the word to YouTube at the end there. So there's the whole sentence again. To use social scientists and other techniques to manipulate online discourse and activism on YouTube. Okay? So that's why they didn't want me to become an auditor. They didn't want Emo to do that. So that's why they had to destroy, and that's why the government had to destroy me. And then it says the tactics they boast about using. Look at this. Look at this now. The tactics that they boast about using. Look at this. And it's right here. Let me fucking. The tactics that they boast. All my videos get. Why all my. That's why all of my videos get falsely flagged and they get age restricted so they can't be monetized. But yet the troll can take the same video and they put it on their account and it doesn't get age restricted. Mass flagging of my channel to give me strike after strike after strike. Mass flagging of my channel to take my ability away to be able to fucking live stream. False flagging all my shit so it's age restricted all the time. False flagging my shit so it gets me thrown out of the partner program and I can't get monetized. Notice how it says the tactics they boast about using the most is false flag operations. Now, how many times was Emo's channels false flagged? And every time I post a video proving the trolls wrong, those are the videos that the trolls either mass flag so they get removed off of YouTube or they fucking age restrict them. Because every time I prove myself being right and the trolls wrong, every one of those videos where I prove my fucking prove my point, and all the ones that vindicate Emo are all the ones that get age restricted or get removed. Why? Because of false flagging operations. And this is the government, U.S. government, admitting that they did this. Now, now let's look at the very last thing, shall we? Let's stop hitting the bottom. I don't know what the hell, but I want to change the camera and in other settings. Not the fucking wall, you. After the false flagging operations, look at this other posting material into the internet. Oh, right here. No, this is the one I want. Next line down. Fake victim posts. Here we go. Fake victim. Can't hold this fucking phone tonight. Will you stop? So this one right here. I'll try to write it. Fake victim posts. Pretending to be the victim of the individual who they want to attack, whose reputation they want to destroy, is basically what it's saying. So this is where all the fucking fake Emo Howlingwolves come in. That's where all the fake Emo Howlingwolves come in, okay? Fake. Another tactic is fake victim posts, pretending to be the victim of the individual whose target they want to destroy by posting negative information on various forums, and various videos on YouTube. Now I'm paraphrasing again. Okay, so how many fake Emo Howlingwolves do we got going around? Huh? How many fucking fake emo fucking Howlingwolves going around? How many of those went around? Ruin to make it look like Emo was saying shit. How many people are using AI right now to deep fake Emo's voice? Yeah. Fake impersonation posts to destroy somebody's reputation. Yeah, that's who destroyed my channel. The U.S. government. And you know what it did? Number one, they didn't want me to be successful. They didn't want me to get off the government dime. And another reason why I think the government came after me and attacked me is because I believe that they thought I was biting the hand that feeds you, okay? Well, Emo's on, at the time when they started attacking me, Emo was on food stamps. I'm not getting food stamps right now, but at the time, I was on food stamps. Emo was getting paid SSD every month from the government. So we're giving this motherfucker food stamps so we can eat. We're giving this fucking motherfucking guy fucking money. And then this fucking guy is coming on YouTube and saying, well, the government killed everybody in 9/11. The government killed everybody in Waco. We're feeding him, we're giving him the money and the clothes on his back, and he's biting the hand that feeds him. How dare he live on government aid and go on YouTube and start bitching about the government? That's why I was attacked. That's another reason why I think I was attacked. Because they didn't like me being on government aids and then fucking talking about how 911 was an inside job. And how Sandy Hook was fake. And how the people in Waco were murdered. Okay, so again, here, no matter what, the U.S. government was responsible for 9/11. You're going to say, Well, what is he talking about? Why is he saying the government was responsible for 9/11? Because in my opinion, I believe that the government did 9/11. See, because what did we do? What did we do? Okay? The U.S. government was giving Osama bin Laden millions of was given the U.S. was giving Osama bin Laden money. Go look it up. Did the U.S. ever give Osama bin Laden money in the 80s? During the Reagan administration? Yes. The fucking U.S. government gave bin Laden millions of dollars in aid in the 80s and in the 90s, people. And what did he use that money for? To build his empire. And what did he do with his empire? He had Osama bin Laden had his fucking boys attack the trade center. So again, whether it was the Islamic pilots that got into power because in the 80s the U.S. gave bin Laden and and the Taliban and all those towel heads money. Oh, there's Emo being racist again because he said towel heads. That fucking guy would have never been as big as he was if the U.S. didn't give him money in the 80s. So what did the U.S. because there's two theories. Oh, the USA deliberately put something in the building that rhymes with mom, and then it goes boom and took the building down. That's one theory. And the other official theory is that people working under Osama bin Laden came over here and hijacked the planes and flew the planes into those World Trade Center towers. But how did bin Laden get so big? Because the U.S. government gave this asshole billions of dollars in the 80s. And see, this is the shit where when I talk about this, the government thinks I'm biting the hand that feeds me. Because the government is giving me my fucking monthly check. And then I come out here on exposing the government on YouTube, saying that they killed everybody in Waco. That either way, whether it was Osama bin Laden's boys or it was an inside job, either way, the USA was involved in it. It's the United States' fault that the Twin Towers was attacked. See, this is the shit they didn't want Emo getting out. So we destroy his reputation, and we make him a nobody, and we make him look like a retard. Nobody's gonna believe him anyway. So let's destroy his reputation, and that's why I was attacked, because I was like taking money from the government and then bashing them at the same time. You ever hear the song? Don't bite the hand that feeds you? Well, I kind of bit the hand that I was biting the hand that was feeding me, kind of, wasn't I? That's why they didn't want me to make my fucking channel grow. This is why they didn't want my channel to be as big as it was. So, what do I think about Janet Rito? She's a murdering cunt. She murdered all those people in Waco. She murdered all those fucking people in Waco. No doubt in my mind. And whether it was Osama bin Laden's people that took the Trade Center down, or if the U.S. did it as an inside job, either way, both projects were funded by the U.S. government, so either side, the U.S. government had a hand in taking the Trade Center down. And I'll never shut up about it. There was a show by Jesse Ventura, Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura. And then they started poking around the insider shit of the World Trade Center. And did you notice how when they started poking on the ins and out of the World Trade Center, the show all of a sudden went poof. The show disappeared. Because I think Jesse was warned. I think government informants warned Jesse. Keep running your mouth, and we'll take you out. We'll take you out like we took Bill Cooper out. And we don't mean out to lunch either. Oh, Jesse Ventura, you want to keep running your mouth talking about 9/11? Okay, we'll take you out like David Koresh. Would you like to go out like David Koresh? So he was threatened. That's why the show stopped. That's why Jesse Ventura stopped that show, because they were getting too close to 9/11. They were getting too fucking close, and that's why they fucking stopped the show. So I think he was threatened off of that show. I honestly fucking believe it. And then you look at the other side of the coin. Hey, True TV. All of a sudden, True TV this is my remote for the LED lights, but let's say True TV gets a call. Bring, bring. Yeah, hello. Is this the executive of True TV? Yeah. Yeah, this is the... I am so-and-so. I'm the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, and if you don't stop broadcasting that show, we're going to pull your FCC license, which means you can no longer be a cable television station in the United States. So you either get rid of conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura, or you can kiss your FCC license goodbye. Do you got that? Do you got that, buddy? And then the other on the other line was like, we got that. And then the next call that True TV made, hello, Mr. Lawyer. This is True TV. Our network just got threatened by the FCC to lose our license if we don't get rid of Jesse Ventura. We need you to look at Jesse Ventura's contract right away, and we need you to come up with a way where we can get out of this contract without losing money. We need to cancel conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura, and we need to do it right now. Okay? That's the true story of what happened behind conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura. I bet you the network was threatened, like I just did a metaphor and analogy about it, and I'm sure Jesse Ventura was threatened. Get off the internet, get off that show, or you're going to be dead like Bill Cooper. Does anybody remember Bill Cooper? Oh, he mysteriously got shot on his porch by the U.S. government because they thought he had a bang bang. Okay? And then did you see Jesse Ventura on TV after that? Have you seen him much on social media or on the internet after that? No. He was ordered to get off the fucking show, and he fucking went into, fucking hiding. He's been laying low the last few years. He's been fucking hiding somewhere. Okay? But this is the shit that they didn't want Emo talking about on YouTube. And this is why the U.S. government destroyed me. The U.S. government paid for my trolls to destroy my channel. Sure did. And why were one of the reasons why the government got mad and came after me is because they said, Oh, we're giving him food stamps. We're giving him a monthly check. And then this cocksucker's, we're the one that's providing for him. We're the one that's giving him his means, and then he's going to come on the internet and say the U.S. government does this, and the U.S. government does that, and the U.S. government does this, while we're supporting this asshole? No, we got to shut this guy up. And that's why I was attacked. That's exactly why I was attacked. Don't fucking tell me that's not why I was attacked. Because I know it was. So, like I said, I know Mike's, and like I said, I could have been saving up for Mike's funeral. Now I got nothing. Got no way to pay the bills because a bunch of trolls on the internet were jealous that I was making a lousy $5 a day on YouTube. And that's why I was attacked. That's the great big ball of wax. And as Monograph says, if you can't speak freely, you're simply not free. And don't think I have forgotten about the different shit that the government's gonna do. The government is still, by 2030, they're still gonna switch everybody to a electronic currency that will expire. That means you use it or you lose it. And everybody thinks I'm nuts when I say that. Everybody thinks Monograph is nuts when I say that. It's gonna happen. There's gonna come a time in this time in the country where you're gonna have to take a chip. And if you won't take the chip, you're not gonna be able to do banking. You're not gonna be able to do nothing. Just like the mark of the beast. Because where did we start putting fucking chips first? Where did we start putting fucking chips first? Well, put this chip in your dog's neck, and it will. And if the dog is ever found, animal control officer, all they gotta do is go over here to the dog's neck and go bleep, and it shows where the dog belongs to, whether the dog has had its rabies shots, whether the dog has had its vaccinations, whether it's licensed, whether it has it, and then they probably put, I wouldn't be surprised if they put behavioral tactics on there. Oh yeah, this dog, that dog over there is friendly as pie, but the one over here on this side of the room, it's marked on his chip that he'll bite, so you don't want to touch that one over here, but this one over there is friendly, right? And what is a dog? A beast. What is a cat? A beast. And that's where they started chipping. And didn't they start chipping the animals first? So if you put a fucking chip in your body, guess what? You just took an allegiance to Satan, buddy. You just took an allegiance to Satan. Because you sure as hell ain't going to heaven. Because you just did what God told you not to do. And you just took the fucking mark of the fucking beast. Think about it, people. All that shit's coming. The New World Order is coming. This is all the shit they didn't want him. This is the shit the government did not want fucking Emo discussing and talking about. So they had to ruin me, turn me into a nobody, where I couldn't influence people. Because like I said, when the government can't stand you, and the government thinks that you are able to largely influence a mass audience of a crowd, when you are able to control a whole bunch of people like Martin Luther King and fucking Malcolm X and Jim Jones, okay? So again, they took Jimi Hendrix out because he joined the Black Panthers, and they didn't want him doing recruiting Black Panther members at his concerts, because where didn't Jimi Hendrix have a huge career? Didn't Jimi Hendrix have control over a mass group of people? Yeah. So here's the three ways when you're like Jimi Hendrix and they think you have influence over too many people and they fucking don't like it. One, the government will try, if it's easier, the government will kill you. Okay? That's number one. The government will kill you. Number two, they'll come at you with something criminally so they can put you in jail. They'll get you in prison so you can't talk to a large group of people. So again, one, they'll either kill you. Two, they'll put you in prison. Three, they'll destroy your reputation where nobody will hang out with you and nobody will believe what the fuck you said. I wish they would have did number one on me. I wish the government would have came over to Kimball Avenue, and I wish they would have fucking killed me. I would have been better off. I wish they would have took me out like they took Jimmy out. I would have settled for rule number one. So then they came after me with rule number three. And then while they were attacking me with rule number three, destroying my reputation, they were hoping that I would do something stupid where they could kick in rule number two and send Emo to prison. Okay? So those are the three tactics that the U.S. government uses to destroy somebody's reputation. My reputation was destroyed on YouTube by the U.S. government. No doubt in my mind. And I'll end with this. Andrew was an auditor. Andrew did Not Now, Maybe Later. Was really good at auditing. Had the Not Now, Maybe Later channel. All of a sudden, one night on Not Now, Maybe Later, he's sitting at home, and the FBI raids his fucking house. And I think they found shit in the raid, but they said but they were looking at it before they did the raid. They were probably looking at Andrew's internet activities, and they're like, well, maybe we can flip this guy and have him turn on the 1A. So they probably found something when they raided Not Now, Maybe Later's house. They probably found something. And they probably looked at Andrew and said, hey, Andrew, we got the goods on you, buddy. You can either go to jail for a long time and not see your daughter again and blah, blah, blah. Or you can flip the script and you can start attacking the 1A auditors. And the more auditors you destroy, the more people's reputation you destroy, the more money the FBI will give you, Andrew. The more money the FBI will pay you. Next thing you know, Not Now, Maybe Later disappears, and the Drama Dome shows up. Yeah. Because Andrew was paid by the government. There is a movie by Leonardo DiCaprio. It's called Catch Me If You Can. And he's forging checks. And then all of a sudden he forges documents that he's an airline pilot, and he gets a job at Pan Am. Then he was able to forge some other jobs and get documents and get a job as a doctor. Then somehow he was able to pass, because he was knowledgeable, somehow he was able to pass the bar, and then he was able to work as a fucking lawyer for a while. Then something happened where where he went back to Pan Am and was frauding checks again. So eventually, the fucking U.S. government arrested him. And they were going to put him away for a really, really long time. So he's in the room off to the side, and this guy comes in with a folder of a new guy that's painting paper, as they call it, forging checks. And he sees a commotion going on in the other room. So Leonardo DiCaprio goes to Hanratty. He goes, Hanratty, what's going on over there? So Hanratty says, okay, because the character he was playing was Frank Abagnale. Frank Abagnale gets up from the other room where him and Hanratty were talking, and Frank and Abagnale picks up the check. Abagnale picks up the check, and he's got it in his hand, and he says, oh, I can tell you what kind of paper this is written on. I can tell you what kind of ink he put this on. I can tell you what kind of machine he used to print the check out with the amount and everything on it. I can tell you all the shit that you need to know about this check. So Hanratty goes to his superiors and he says, I got an idea. Instead of putting Frank Abagnale in prison, why don't we make him an FBI agent? And he can work his sentence off right here in the FBI. He'll be able to go home at night, be home on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, he's going to be here in the FBI office telling us everything he knows about fraudulent checks. And Abagnale became a member of the FBI. So if they could take Frank Abagnale, a criminal, and turn him into an FBI informant, and use him because of the skills he had on identifying what they were using to forge these checks, he never spent one day in prison after the FBI got to him because he became a Fed. So if Frank Abagnale could do that and not go to jail by giving the FBI the information they want to know, what makes you think that Andrew can't avoid jail by giving the FBI and doing everything that the FBI wants him to do? What makes you think that can't be done? That's why the Drama Dome exists, because it's bought and paid for by the FBI, the CIA, National, the fucking Homeland Security, and then the other 4-letter and 3 other agency you want to put in there. That's why he and then other people being accused. Oh, don't trust that guy over there because he's an FBI plant. Don't trust that one over there because he's an FBI plant. Oh, don't trust that one because he's a retard. We destroyed his fucking reputation. And these 3 or 4 over here, they're fucking working for the FBI and the CIA and the 3 other agencies over here, okay? Don't tell me it wasn't being done, because I got the news article right here. The JTRIG's 2 tactics are to insert all forms of false material into the internet to destroy the reputation of its intended targets on YouTube. Number two, to use social media sciences and techniques to manipulate the online discourse and activism to generate the outcomes on people they on people they want to destroy. Flash flagging operations. These are people taking down YouTubers' channels, striking the channels, age restricting the channels, false flagging. Okay, that's another tactic the JTRIG uses. Okay, and then the last one, fake business victim posts. Those are the ones where you see the fake emo goes to Golden Eyes' room and says something nasty to Golden Eyes, so everybody thinks it's emo. When emo hasn't been in Golden Eyes' room for years, but yet a fake emo goes in there and says something nasty on fucking Golden Eyes' room, and instead of the fake emo getting the hit for it, I get the hit for it. Fake victim posts are like all the channels using AI to deep fake my videos. I haven't found an emo deep fake video yet, but I'm sure they fucking exist. So I dare you to look that up, people. Look that up. The TG, no, excuse me. The this right here. Look this up. Look this up right here. This is what I'm telling you to look. The JTRI. It's a government entity to destroy people's reputations online. Here's the headline of that news story. How covert agents influence the internet to manipulate, deceive, and the last line that I didn't get to because the camera turned, to manipulate, deceive, and destroy the reputations of people. This is a government agency that did this. That's who they are. That's who they are. And I'm out of battery power, so that's it. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go on this long, but fuck it. It is what it is. I'm going to fucking bed. I'm out of power. This phone is about to die. So it's really dimming out now. So I'm gonna say, as always, stay safe, be well, take care of yourself and each other. And like I said, if I was still monetized and I knew Mike was dying, I might have had $3,600 in the bank over the last 3 or 4 years, and add YouTube ad revenue, because I was making about $100 a month on YouTube. I was making about $100 a month on YouTube, and I knew he had cancer since 2022. And I could have used my monetization money for something good. But no, people were jealous that Emo was making a lousy $5 a day, and they couldn't handle it. But yet you have my friend Pete, your friend Pete, an auto mechanic, bashing the homosexuals, and his channels don't get age restricted. He uses all kinds of foul language. His channel doesn't get age restricted. Boogie 28908 or whatever the fuck his name is does his Francis character. Doesn't get age restricted anytime he does Francis. And then, of course, back in the day, we had the angry grandpa smashing all of his appliances. And the filthy mouth that the angry grandpa had. And all of the angry grandpa videos. They're not age restricted. But Emo's fucking age restricted. Emo gets deplatformed and disliked by a mass crowd of people who are being paid by the government to destroy it. That's right. my reputation was bought and paid. Destroying my reputation was bought and paid for by the U.S. government. Why do I think they did that? Because they didn't like the fact that Emo was getting a check from the government and talking shit about the government. They didn't like Emo biting the hand that feeds them, and that's why I was attacked, people. There's no doubt in my mind that's why I was attacked. So again, there are channels out there way worse than some of the shit I posted online that are monetized and getting all sorts of ad revenue. But it's okay. But it's okay for them. But it's not okay for me. Right? So Mike is in the hospital in his exit lane, and I got no money to bury him. So that's nice. That's gorgeous. That's gonna be really fucking nice. But anyway, phone's now down to 2%. So I'm gonna shut the camera off. I'm gonna hit the X in the corner, and we're out of here.